Other project that we're working on, there is that business directory. There is all of the medical type websites. Every illness is curable. So um, basically, if I'm looking at making a change, a shift, everything that's causing us health problems needs to be cured. If you are really seriously interested in learning how to live, then you are not dying. So you change people to change their behaviors when you want them, you get them to want to live. And that basically is the gift of my smoking addiction, is obviously if I smoke, it's a will to die. So I got, if the more I know this smoking addiction will give me that will to live, I'll find all of the answers that I'm looking for. And one of the little hints that I'm getting is, first of all, is I need to feel valued. Society has to value me. So that's a golden rule. So every single person on the planet needs to have the same equal value that I need to have. That gives me the will to live. Is when people see the value in me, that gives me the will to live. So chances are, if everybody else doesn't have that will to live, they're dealing with the same thing. Somebody is not seeing the value in you. Another thing is, when people were depending on me for their survival, when I had kids, it's like, okay, that is the time that I never got sick. I couldn't get a cold or a flu because they needed me to provide the food and the shelter. Somebody had to do all of the work. So there was no time to get sick. As long as I was looking after something else, then that gave me that will to live, that drive to get up in the morning. Now, there was a little downside on that, is that while I was looking at everybody else so much, I was not looking at myself. So I lost myself in that process, which is that greed thing that I was greedily helping other people. And it is, you've got to help yourself. You got to sell the world on what is valuable about you, which is where I excel, because I can see the value in everybody, but don't, I see the value in me. I just don't believe I can talk in a way that gets everybody else able to value me. Um, so I do have to build on my confidence and my communication skills. If I'm not building somebody else up, I'm tearing them down. And the tearing of other people down is where I'm failing. And I'm doing that a lot with Dragon's Den and Arlene Dickinson. And the intention is to build them up, not to tear them down. These people are very, very good at their job, and they're tied with media and everything, and you kind of need people in that position to do what they're good at, but in the right direction. So it's on me if I can't communicate effectively enough to build somebody up to be the best that they can be. Um, I know, for me, I need somebody to build me up. If everybody else needs somebody else to build themselves up with, then I need that as well. But that ain't happening. So it's, to build something completely different, is you've got to build yourself up, because nobody's going to do it for you. I'm happy to build you up, but what I'm also finding is that if there is no value in me, no matter what I say, you don't value it. So it doesn't make any difference whether I build you up or not. As long as you're devaluing me, nothing I say makes any difference. So, um, anyways, part of what we're doing is creating a different type of social network. I'm not really a fan of Facebook or Twitter. They're a sign that we want to be connected. And there are signs that we want to be connected in a certain way. I'm not sure everybody is actually gaining the benefits out of these addictions of social networking because there's something else that's missing. So this is a new social network that will provide you with whatever it is you're looking for in that social networking that you're doing. Right now, all it is rich people. As long as you're worshiping a rich person and you're following winning Charlie Sheen, he got millions of people looking at him instantly. So anybody that's got money that goes on the Facebook or Twitter, they're getting more wealthy because you're paying attention to them. Where a good social network, if you are part of it, you are the one that's benefiting from it and not one other person. So we need a new structure of a social networking where we're actually all benefiting and not just the one. So that is going to be it's going to be a very, very selective. You have to qualify to belong to that networking system. Um, and it's going to be like a game. It's got to be challenging. You've got to accomplish a story you can brag about, and the story you brag about is something that helped lift you up, but chances are it's going to help lift everybody else up. So it's like you got to pay your dues to prove that you can master reality, because the more you get into this networking system, then it will be the group that knows how to master all of reality better than anybody else. So it would be a social networking group where everybody is welcome, because that's the goal, is in order to get everybody manipulating the right reality we all want, the world peace type of reality. It's got to be everybody knowing the same thing. As long as only one group knows it, they're manipulating the group that doesn't know. So I mean, even belonging to the social network group and knowing how to create reality is how you get into and accepted in this social networking. But the goal, because you'll see the process, is to manipulate everybody else to belong to the same networking system. Um, so it's kind of cool. It's more like a game to see if you can beat all of the levels. If you can beat the level, then you are in there. But when you're in there, it's what are you going to do with it? If you know how to create reality, what kind of reality do you want to create? It's the way to beat the New World Order. It's you need another structure that's more powerful than them. And they want to take away any type of social networking. So it's got to be a networking site that won't be bought out. It's ownership of it has to be the people that belong to the network. I mean, that's another way of funneling down the funds is um, I don't want to be the owner of any of these things, because then that would be really, really greedy. So that means I don't have anything that I need to sell for a profit, because I don't need to sell my soul. All I need to do is have a hell of a lot of fun creating a completely different reality, have my basic needs met, and I'm good to go. I can love life without stuff. I can love life by having everybody else love life and telling, really, really good, funny stories. I mean, that's what I love, is remember the day we did this? That's what I like spending my days on, is either creating days I want to remember or spending it remembering the days that, but I don't want to look at doom and gloom of all of my life. It's pointless to sit around day in, day out thinking about all of the bad shit. It's like change the bad shit into good shit and have fun with it. So that's the new social network that it's kind of formulating. Still looking for more programmers. I've got one. We need a round table to create this shit, because I can't do it all myself. There's got to be the guy with the idea, and then there's got to be the other guys that know how to build that idea, and there's got to be other people that are questioning my idea to make sure my ideas aren't going off path. So it needs more than one person. Otherwise, it's me manipulating everybody else, and it can't be like that. It's got to be us all manipulating what works, and what works means everybody's happy. So should be a happy job environment. but you got to do the work to belong. Peace out.